And so that was a revelation that came to you back in 1981 just by seeing this glass.
And having someone explain to me how they did it, right?
Yeah.
Because other people looking at it are like, yeah, so? How'd you get that crystal ball to bounce? They were not getting that it wasn't there. And that was the thing. I said, well, it's not really there. It's not really there. It's just a simulation. And well, what do you mean? And most of the people in the room, frankly, couldn't connect the dots. But I was able to do so. And I was also able to project in my mind what this really meant. And so that was an epiphanal moment, literally. And that all came out of starting with this idea of music synthesis and trying to use electronics to generate signals which were interesting and new. And how complicated could you make those signals? This is the things that I learned from Tom Wells, is how to build sounds that had the kind of complexity of a real sound. I didn't care about making something that sounded like a piano, but I did care about making something that sounded as good as a piano. And this comes back again and again throughout all of the work that we've done over the last 30 years, because again and again you find photorealism, or a understanding of how to create a signal, if you will, that is as complex as reality, and to synthesize that signal in a new form so that you can do something that's not from reality, like a dinosaur. And, the dinosaur is sort of the answer to the question of, why would you learn how to make a dog? We have dogs. And you can learn how to make a dog because if you know how to make a dog, then you know how complicated a dinosaur needs to be. And that's the pathway we continue to roll over as we search for a believable digital human, for example. We're still trying to find that. I was like, well, why? We have actors. They're really good at what they do. We have lots of people that can participate in the movies and other image-based experiences that we make. Why do that? Well, the answer really is so that we can understand how good something needs to be in order to be compelling. You look at the work that's being done on the Planet of the Apes movies, and this is being realized, where because we understand how to do facial capture for whatever reasons we might want to use it, whether it's Grand Moff Tarkin or a digital double in the background somewhere, or a famous actor falling off of a giant building, whatever it needs to be, that information has now been amplified into situations such as the character animation that's being done in movies like Kong and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and so on, where you see these emotional performances. And you go back and talk about Gollum as being an example of that as well. Those are all places where we've learned how to reach a certain level of complexity for a purpose. And this purpose is to be able to bring these emotional type of performances with characters that could otherwise not exist, that could otherwise not appear to us in our stories.